Going away from home is not what anyone wants, but it's what's got to be done. This is what it takes. I'm here for a purpose, so that's the reason why I'm in Dallas. It's basically up early in the morning, ice bath, train, come back, eat, sleep, repeat. The same as it is in London to a degree, minus the 1% distractions. And in a game of sports where it's based on margins, 1% make a big, big difference. This is the first time in a long time where I've been settled, where for the last, I'll say 2 to 3 years, I've moved different coaches, and it's been difficult obviously because every coach has their own philosophy. So now I'm with Derek James. This is my second camp. The first time here I spent 9 weeks. It wasn't a lot of time, but so we had to get down to business straight away. And now my second camp, and what I find myself doing now is being able to express myself more. When I was with him, I understood now. He was like, I don't want you to do this, I don't want you to do that. This is exactly what I want you to do. And our goal was just to win the fight. Come back to world-class boxing gym as a winner. And I've done that, and now we're building once again. One thing though is hot, but only snowflakes complain about the heat. I got this little fan on. If it weren't for that, bro, I swear to I'll be dread. You can buy fucking aircon and bitch it out, or fucking open the door, get some fresh breeze, and you train through it and you get stronger mentally. That's it. That's it. Get stronger mentally, deal with it. There's the door. If I don't want to deal with it, I can leave. You need to take one step to start the race. And that fight with Franklin was my first step at the start line. We've got a long way to go in terms of where I want to get to, but I'm in the race. And that was the most important thing, was to get in the race. There's nothing better than winning. I've been on both ends of the coin. I've been on the losing side and I've been on the winning side. Winning isn't everything. Winning is the only thing.
It's my first day back to training. My body definitely needed a break after 4 fights in 1 year. But now it's time to start getting back into the swing of things, except something tells me that today isn't going to be that at all. I feel like I'm going to be thrown into the deep end today.
All right, so what's in here on his shoulder, right? And then all the punches for shoulder are going to be short. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Just change the angles. Box!
I finally feel like after 4 years, I'm getting my moment, the opportunity to show the world and inspire millions and millions and shut everyone the fuck up.
His strengths, I would say, is the ability to come forward and absorb punishment and avoid punishment as well, because a come forward fighter seems to walk into punishment, but he doesn't take too much stick. He can knock guys out, so that means he's heavy-handed. When I listen to what he says in his interviews, he's looking for the biggest upset into.
If people who know boxing know that the power's the last thing to go, so I have to be prepared for the strongest uppercut boxing has ever seen. And I'm going to have to weather the storm. I'll box him.
Off this! The right hand go!
I think he's going to get clipped because he has a lot of openings for me to land some big shots.
There you go, man. Put your legs, and then...
Every time it gets tough, and when I feel like I don't want to do it, there is someone out there in this world laying on a hospital bed, begging for a second chance at life. I'm sitting there healthy, with good friends, heating, light, running tap water. I don't think I have any excuse to not go hard or live life with a smile on, Marco.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little scared.
You know, there's not a chance that Anthony Joshua is not going to just lose the weight beforehand. He's not going to come in drained. What he's going to do is just do extra cardio, and that's just going to make him more dangerous. He's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him, Very upset that this YouTuber who's fought Tommy Fury, who's a legit boxer, and a couple other guys that were legit boxers. That's it. Like everyone else he's fought Ben Askren, who was really a wrestler. He fought Tyron Woodley, who was an elite MMA fighter, but not an elite boxer. He fought Nate Robinson, who was a basketball player. At least he's fought these guys. He fought Anderson Silva, and he dropped Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva was a really good striker, but also in his 40s, different time. It's not the same guy he used to be. This is a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua. This is a terrifying human being. Terrifying. Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the Francis Ngannou fight so you could see. Let's watch that real quick, just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league. Watch this.
Highlights. We can't watch the whole fight.
So he drops him with a right hand early, and this is like 2 minutes into the first round, and Francis gets up. He survives. It's like you're dealing with a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist, and he's enormous, and he's got vicious knockout power, and he's got immense amount of experience at world-class levels. Just think about what we said earlier. Fought Usyk twice. Fought Andy Ruiz twice. The fact that Jake Paul wants to fight that guy, hey, I'll watch. I'm going to watch. I'm definitely going to watch. So you got me there. And if you want to show you're legit, by taking on one of the scariest heavyweights alive.
Can you get the tail of the tape of Paul and Joshua?
I was gonna say they got him to weigh a grade of 245. That's only like 7 pounds less.
Yeah, that's nothing. And there's some sort of a rehydration clause. Listen, kids, it ain't gonna matter. Again, a guy who survived Usyk twice. You saw what Usyk did to Dubois. You see Usyk take out Dubois. Did you see that? I mean, that's the Usyk you're talking about. There's an Usyk that rocked Tyson Fury, who's fucking 6'9".
So Jake Paul's 6'1" versus 6'6" Anthony Joshua. Jake weighed in for the Tyson fight at 199. Joshua against Ngannou was 252.
6'6". Not just 6'6", but 6'6", and knows how to use every fucking inch of it. Knows how to keep that stick in your face. He was keep that jab in his face, and that right hand, if it hits you, you're f***ed. And he's not worried about you the way he's worried about Usyk. You can't move like Usyk. You can't constantly be frustrating and overloading his nervous system. Usyk is overloading every aspect of your senses at every moment. He's constantly moving, and then punches are coming, and he loops punches around your guard, and he's constantly shifting his feet, and you think he's going to be there, and he's over here, and it's like this overload of thinking. It's not a casual, relaxed fight where you can kind of move around and get your groove and he's going to stay on the outside and you're going to... No, it's just constant. He survived that guy twice. He survived, in my opinion, the most skillful heavyweight of all time. Twice.
Yeah, man. My honest opinion, I think that this has been a misstep from Jake. I think he wanted to make his partners at Netflix a little too happy. And... he's gonna walk into it, but look, he loses to AJ. Where does he go from here? Who does he fight? You gonna go back down to 135?
Ryan Garcia talked about Jake Paul's chances against Anthony Joshua, and he said Jake is walking into a world he doesn't belong in. According to Ryan, Jake will be embarrassed because AJ is a real heavyweight boxer, while Jake is more like a social media fighter trying to act tough. Then Paulie Malignaggi added an even harsher comment. He said Jake would need a gun to beat Anthony Joshua, meaning Jake has almost no chance. Paulie made it sound like this won't even be a real fight, but more like Jake trying to survive against someone much bigger, stronger, and more experienced. Fans also noticed this, saying Jake picked a fight he should never have taken. Now the pressure is big, the doubts are loud, and it looks like Jake will need a miracle just to stay on his feet. Paulie also said the fight looks way too one-sided. He seemed surprised Jake even agreed to it, like maybe something else is going on behind the scenes.
I think I can't think of anything. The only thing that's preventing me from betting everything I own on Anthony Joshua is the fact that I think this is so ridiculous that I'm missing something. I think there's got to be something I'm missing that then the laugh would be on me. Because I would really, like everything I own, everything, my bank account, my investments, my houses, I would put it all on Joshua this fight, by knockout no less. But I just feel like that's the normal thing. It's almost too good to be true, and it's like, there's gotta be some kind of trick.
Paulie's confidence showed that he doesn't believe Jake has any real chance. For him, this fight looks like something with only one ending: Anthony Joshua knocking Jake out. Paulie talked like Jake is walking straight into a beating that everyone can see coming except Jake himself. Fans jumped in right away, joking that Jake could lose everything in just one night. The way people talked made Jake seem confused and not ready at all. Now many are wondering if Jake even understands how dangerous this fight really is. Some people even joked that Jake should start making excuses early. Everyone could feel that Jake might be heading toward a very painful lesson. Then Paulie went even further, reminding everyone how focused and serious AJ is. He said Joshua never jokes around when it comes to boxing, especially when someone tries to treat the sport like a game.
But then again, I look at it, I've been around AJ a long time. He's a serious guy. Like, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who would let this kind of joke play out on him. The Ngannou fight is kind of proof of that too. Everybody was talking about Ngannou, he just went in there and wiped that guy out. So, I don't know what this world in 2025 or in 2026 is confusing me, though. Maybe it's passing me by. Maybe I'm getting too old. I'm almost 45. I don't know.
Paulie's tone made it sound like Jake chose the worst possible person for a stunt fight. AJ has already shown many times that he can crush fighters the moment they take him lightly, and this situation doesn't look any different. Paulie even sounded a little worried, like Jake doesn't really understand the kind of powerhouse he agreed to fight. Fans started saying AJ won't treat this like fun, he'll treat it like punishment. Whatever hope people had for Jake pulling off a miracle slowly disappeared. Now it feels like Jake is walking straight into a heavyweight hammer. People are even saying the fight could end way quicker than anyone thinks. Some fear Jake might not even survive the first round. Paulie tried to add a tiny compliment by calling Jake brave, but even that sounded rough. The way he said it made Jake look like someone chasing fame and a big paycheck instead of real respect in boxing.
Listen, respect to Jake. He's done a lot. I really like him as a promoter. I keep saying I really like him as a promoter. As a fighter, I don't think he's getting better anymore, but I think he has a future as a promoter. I think he's done well. He puts on entertaining cards, and he knows how to, bring attention to whatever he does, which so more power to him. But this is great. You know when they used to say, like, when you were young and all your friends did, I'm sure you had friends that said the same thing. For $1 million, I'd fight Mike Tyson. Oh, Jake Paul did it for real. Only this generation is AJ. Like, for such amount of money, I'd fight Jake Paul. I'll fight Anthony Joshua. All right, I mean, that's basically what he's doing, essentially. They probably give him enough money to say, okay, you know what, I'll do it. What am I going to do? I'll do it. Because it is Netflix. Netflix has to be able to put on an opponent with a name enough to merit the Netflix television thing, branding. And that's what people have to remember as well. I think I give Jake credit because it's a ballsy move, but who are you going to get that's going to be sort of okayed by Netflix? It's not a regular boxing event. It's a Netflix event. So you need something that's going to go viral. And Jake obviously goes viral, but he also needs a dance partner that's going to go viral. And AJ is the one that did it.
The idea that Jake took this fight just for money and attention hit people hard. It made him look like someone risking his own safety just to stay famous. Fans quickly understood that being brave won't save him from AJ's power. Paulie even described AJ like a destroyer who's ready to use Jake as an example. The excitement turned into worry again. People began asking if Jake will regret this choice for the rest of his career. Some fans joked that Jake is treating a real heavyweight like he's just another YouTuber. Suddenly it felt like Jake had stepped into a huge, maybe even career-ending mistake. At the end, Paulie shut down the usual line from Jake's fans: what if Jake lands one big punch? He said it in a way that made it clear that this argument comes from people who quietly know their fighter has nothing else to offer.
No, that's like, what if he hits him on the chin? What if I remember I used to hear this when I first got hit Mayweather on the chin. I know, that wasn't gonna happen. What if Mike Tyson hit Jake Paul on the chin, even though Mike Tyson was 120 years old? These kind of things. They typically, when you say that, when you're making that argument, because everybody gets hit on the chin in a fight, but when you make that argument, like, what if he hits him on the chin? that means you're talking about a guy who has no chance. What if he hits him on the chin? And likely he's gonna not do that. Like he's gonna hit on the chin and get knocked out. So.
That moment showed everyone how unrealistic Jake's chances really are. The idea of him winning with one lucky punch suddenly sounded silly and desperate. AJ's power and knockout threat felt way more real than anything Jake could do. Even the fans who supported Jake went quiet after hearing Paulie's opinion. The talk changed into people wondering how long Jake can even stay on his feet. Now it feels like Jake is just trying to survive instead of trying to win. Some fans said hoping for one punch is the same as hoping for a miracle. At this point, the whole thing looks like a countdown to Jake getting knocked out. Right after everyone talked about how one-sided the fight is, Duke McKenzie shared his own harsh opinion. His words made the situation sound even more hopeless for Jake.
Jake Paul is in danger, serious danger. I know you've heard it all before, but I could just reiterate what everybody else is saying. He's in serious danger of being seriously hurt. Some boxers need protecting from themselves, right? Real boxers need protecting from themselves. Jake Paul is an influencer and a YouTube boxer that's coming to the sport of boxing. He's beaten Yuri Fury, if that's his claim to fame, who isn't a world-class fighter.
Tommy Fury.
Sorry, Tommy Fury.
They fought. Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul.
Didn't I thought he lost to him. All right, let's say all right, but that's his claim. That's his claim to fame. Now, it doesn't matter how bad AJ is right now. The fact remains is he's too good for that boy, and that boy will get seriously hurt, I'm sure.
He talked like someone who has seen fighters lose their whole career in one night, and he hinted that Jake might be next. His message was clear. Things stop being fun when a real heavyweight lands a clean punch. Fans reacted fast, realizing Duke truly believed serious damage could happen. The excitement around the fight suddenly felt heavier and a bit scary. Even people who usually support Jake started looking worried. The idea of this fight being simple entertainment disappeared. Some fans even said Jake needs someone to save him from his own ego. The danger in this fight became something no one could ignore. Duke didn't stop there. He explained how AJ will probably handle this matchup, and the way he described it made Jake sound more like a warm-up fight than an actual challenge.
We're not talking about AJ fighting Alexander Usyk, where again he steps out of his lane and he gets found out. We're not talking about that. Now, when you lose in a world title fight, your promoter says to himself, how am I going to bring my boy back? I'm going to get him a couple of easy ones, a couple of guys to roll over, get his confidence back, and bang, away we go. So enter Jake Paul, the soft touch. He's going to come into it. Anthony Joshua should knock him out inside about 3 or 4 rounds. It won't go one round because Joshua's got to warm up first and then warm up on his head and batter him with his jab, and then he'll pick him out with the right hand. And we just have to hope that boy's okay once he's been knocked.
He described a situation where AJ gains even more confidence by beating Jake fast and hard. That picture hit fans right away, making Jake look like nothing more than a stepping stone with no real danger to AJ. People began talking about how rough those first few rounds might be. The idea of AJ warming up by smashing Jake made everything feel colder and more serious. Duke made it seem like Jake might be helpless before he even understands what's going on. The crowd's mood shifted from excited to worried. Some even said the referee might need to stop the fight early. At this point, it feels like Jake might be saved by a stoppage rather than by his own boxing skills. Then Duke talked about the business side of the fight, which made things even more embarrassing for Jake. His view made it sound like Jake took this match for money, not because he actually belongs in the ring with someone like AJ.
Yeah, I mean, listen, people are going to say if Joshua takes him to 8 rounds that the fight's fixed, and you're not going to have all kinds of slander said about Joshua. I'd be highly surprised if it went 8 rounds, but I expect it to go at least a couple, at least 2 or 3 rounds before Jake Paul gets wiped out. But you see, Joshua's as far as I can see, he's in a win-win situation. Because he never called this fight on, Jake Paul called it on. And this must be the richest 8-round fight in the history of the sport of boxing. It's 8 rounds, right? It's going to be the richest 8-round fight in the history of the sport of boxing. They're talking about these guys cutting up 70 million a piece.
He explained that AJ wins no matter what, but Jake is the one who could lose everything. The way he said it made Jake look desperate, like he's risking his safety just to earn some money. Fans couldn't ignore how uneven the whole thing looks. AJ is safe, and Jake is the one in danger, both physically and financially. People started talking about how embarrassing it would be if Jake gets knocked out quickly. Duke's view made Jake seem stuck in a fight he agreed to, but now can't control. It feels like Jake set himself up for a painful and expensive lesson. Some fans even joked that Jake basically paid to get beaten up. Now, the whole situation looks like a costly mistake he can't run from. Right after that harsh analysis, Ryan Garcia jumped in with his own blunt opinion. The way he said it made everyone react right away.
See what he did in Nagano? You know, it's like, but then again, like, if he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. Nobody really expects anything. So
it's a win-win for Jake, bro. It's a win-win. He wins. He loses, nobody expects him to win. You know what I'm saying? So,
but who's he gonna, like, I'm not gonna want to fight him after he gets knocked out. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's like,
he explained that AJ comes out winning no matter what, but Jake is the one who could lose everything. That made Jake look desperate, like he risked his own safety just to get a big paycheck. Fans couldn't ignore how unfair the whole situation looks, both with money and with danger. People then started talking about how embarrassing it would be if Jake gets knocked out right away. Duke's take made Jake seem stuck in a fight he agreed to but can't control anymore. Now it feels like Jake set himself up for a painful and expensive lesson. Some fans even joked that Jake basically paid to get beaten up. The whole thing now looks like a huge mistake he can't escape from. Right after that harsh breakdown, Ryan Garcia gave his own straight up opinion. The way he said it made everyone react at once.
yeah, like, man, he's good at bouncing back. That's good. Jake, no matter what happens to him, he knows how to, like, spin a narrative really well. If you watch, like, how he handles anything that negative happens to him, like, him and Logan are good at that. They're definitely good at just going right after it.
The way Ryan said it made Jake look more like someone selling a story than a real fighter. Fans laughed, but they also knew he had a point. Jake lives off hype, not real boxing skills. Ryan's comment made it seem like Jake already has excuses ready before the fight even starts. That made people lose even more respect for Jake as an athlete. The talk moved away from boxing and turned into talk about publicity. Fans started calling Jake a storyteller, not a puncher. Some even said Jake cares more about being in the news than actually winning fights. It suddenly felt like Jake's main goal is to stay famous, not to compete. Ryan's reaction to hearing that AJ is already fully prepared made things look even worse for Jake. His surprise showed just how dangerous this timing is for Jake.
Cassius Chaney was already scheduled to fly over there for the fight, but with the Jake Paul stuff, I mean, he's not going to turn down that money, so he was like...
So that means that Anthony's already in shape?
Yes.
Oh my god, that makes it even worse for Jake.
Suddenly, the fight looked even more one-sided. If AJ is already in top shape and training hard, Jake's chances get even smaller. Fans started saying Jake might not last long in the ring. The excitement turned into worry about how badly it could go. Ryan's tone made it sound like Jake walked right into a trap. Everyone could feel that this fight might end very quickly. Some fans even guessed it could be over in the first round. The idea of Jake being overwhelmed immediately felt very real. Finally, Ryan shared his harshest opinion, talking about Jake's actual chances of winning. His honesty surprised everyone listening.
No, honestly, I think the only way he's gonna win if God really wants him to win.
No, that's facts, bro.
I don't know any other way,
A gunner.
bro. Like, it's not gonna happen, bro. Like, cause the thing is, like, we've never fought a real heavyweight where they're really trying to hurt you. Like, you fought Mike Tyson that obviously he was too old, right? And he just didn't have no more, snap or anything. He didn't even have it on his end of his career. So it's like, what do you think? He's that freaking 60 years old now, he has it? So it's a whole different ball game. And when Jake gets hit by Anthony, like, do we even know how he can react to a big punch yet? We don't. He's never even got hit yet, like in a real fight. He's never taken a real punch. So that's what I'm saying. What do we talk about? Like, oh yeah, like AJ shot and he's getting knocked out. Like, but what about you? Or how are you gonna react when that big shot hits you? You think you're gonna snap back into it and know what to do? No, not gonna happen. I give him, out of a million times if they fought, honest to God, I think he could win maybe 1 out of the million times.
He asked if Jake could even handle a real punch from a heavyweight, something no one has ever seen him take. That made things feel scary. Fans realized Jake has never faced someone trying to really hurt him. In just seconds, the talk changed from confidence to worry. Ryan made it sound like Jake's body might give out the moment AJ lands a hit. People started thinking this could turn into a one-sided beating. Some even said Jake might not know what to do once he gets hurt. The whole conversation made Jake look totally unprepared for real danger. Then Adam Smith joined in with a more business-focused view, but even that made Jake look completely outmatched. His words suggested this fight is more about money than about actual competition.
Anything can happen in boxing. It's entertainment. It's a commercial business. Hats off to Jake Paul for taking the challenge. AJ, for me, it's a commercial decision. It's a ton of money. It's a chance for him to get active again after the Dubois fight, even if it goes 2, 3, 4 rounds. I think he'll control it. I think he'll win it. It's a bit of a smash and grab, and it's a massive, massive occasion. He goes with DAZN's blessing. Everyone will watch it on Netflix. I mean, it's going to bring the younger generation into Team Joshua again, and let's see. It's a pre-Christmas workout for him, and a big 26 ahead for Anthony Joshua, I think.
He suggested that AJ will easily control the fight, treating it like a quick workout instead of a real challenge. That made Jake look like just a stepping stone in AJ's bigger plans. Fans noticed that Jake is being used to get AJ more attention from younger viewers. Suddenly, it felt like a setup where Jake brings the spotlight and AJ brings the knockout. People started calling it a cash grab with a casualty. The excitement turned into worry that Jake might just be the price to pay for a big payday. Now the big question is whether Jake can survive long enough for this money plan to work. Then Tyron Woodley gave a cold, personal opinion that hit even harder. Because of his history with Jake, his words felt sharper and more direct.
He's been lost his mind. Like, what's new? Like, he lost his mind when he fought me. He lost his mind when he fought Anderson, when he fought Nate. He lost his mind when he wanted to fight professionally and switched off from amateur. It's really kind of been a theme. And I feel like the only person that hurt him ever was me. The only person that he lost to was somebody that actually boxed him, that actually took him serious, used the jab, moved around. And I feel like we've seen fights where Anthony didn't do that, and we've seen fights where he did. Depending on which version Anthony Joshua comes out, depends on if Jake has what we would call a chance.
He said clearly that this fight doesn't feel competitive at all. Fans paid close attention because Tyron has been in the ring with Jake and knows what he can do. Tyron's opinion that AJ has every advantage made Jake look hopeless. The mood changed as people realized that even Jake's former opponent sees no way for him to win. Fans respected Tyron's view more, while their confidence in Jake dropped. The odds suddenly seemed impossible. Some even said Jake needs a miracle, not a plan. The worry about Jake's chances kept growing. Finally, Tyron questioned why Jake made this choice and what he was thinking. His confusion made the whole situation feel even more reckless.
I would say 1 or 2 rounds is what he would have to do to convince me that he's gonna knock him out. I feel like if he can find a way to get past 1 or 2 rounds.
And who's the he you're talking about here? Because I was talking about AJ.
I feel like if Anthony don't stop him in the first 2 rounds, I feel like he gonna give Jake confidence, and I think it's gonna be a decision. But I feel like, I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, he a great boxer. He got good power. He was always like the little point guard that was a heavyweight. And I don't know why Jake wanted that fight. I don't know what was going through his head, but he always got something up his sleeve. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not finna say, hey, let me fight fucking Anthony Joshua. I ain't the one that signed up for it. And I don't know what's in Jake's mind.
The idea that Jake might not make it through the first few rounds without getting stopped started to feel very real. Fans imagined AJ hitting him hard before he can even react. Tyron made it sound like Jake is risking his health for reasons nobody really understands. The mystery of what Jake is thinking added even more tension. People began saying he could either shock the world or get destroyed trying. The fight now feels like a dangerous gamble with a very painful payoff. Some even joke that Jake must have lost a bet to take this fight. Overall, it feels like this could turn into a disaster very fast. In the end, almost everyone agrees on one thing: Jake Paul is stepping into the most dangerous fight of his life. Every expert, former opponent, and analyst believes Anthony Joshua is stronger, smarter, and more powerful than him. This doesn't feel like a fair fight. It feels like a huge risk with a brutal outcome waiting. Even Jake's fans are worried about how his body will handle a real heavyweight punch. Now the big questions are, can Jake survive that first huge punch? Will he panic or fight back? Is this smart business or a disaster waiting to happen? And if AJ beats him badly, what will happen next for Jake? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Jake has a real chance, or is this the start of the end for him? And don't forget to subscribe and watch more videos like this.